Checking the situation out, they found one man dead, a man and two women injured. As I mentioned, one of the injured was Shalisa Anderson, who didn't even know she had been hit until she saw a hole in her pants by her knee and a lot of blood coming out. Doctors at the hospital told her she was either deeply grazed or hit by shrapnel. Anderson said it all happened so fast.
I look up and right in front of me, some guys were tussling. So I backed up and started to go the other direction, and then immediately I heard 10 shots go off. And then I ran to the other side of the bar where the bartenders and stuff was, and some more shots went off, so I ducked down onto the floor.
Now, understandably, she was very shaken up by this whole thing. It's been a lot for her to process. Police say they don't have any arrests at this point, and they are still looking for suspects, asking for anyone to call with information. Back to you.
Karen, this sounds like Anderson did have maybe an instinct when she walked in there and some concerns about security when she walked into Barzia.
Yeah, right. I mean, we don't know what Barzia's protocol is in terms of security. I can tell you, Shalisa says that she and her friends' bags were not checked, and they just kind of walked in. That surprised both of them because they're used to going to clubs and security being pretty strict. We could not reach the owner for comment. The club is closed today. So we don't know what normal protocol is there. But again, one man dead and 3 injured here at Barzia. The bar is closed today, as I mentioned, as police continue to investigate. Kelsey.
Yeah, as investigators look for the suspects tonight. Thank you, Karen. Live tonight in Minneapolis. An investigation underway at a Minneapolis synagogue vandalized with antisemitic graffiti. The rabbi at Temple Israel says that graffiti was discovered this morning. It comes 2 years after the deadly October 7th attacks on Israel. One of the painted phrases was the Hamas code name for the attack as well.
Investigators have determined that the vandalism occurred this morning. No arrests have been made. Following this incident, we have increased MPD resources dedicated to directed patrols around our houses of worship across Minneapolis. We will continue to do so for the foreseeable future.
Swastikas were spray painted on Temple Israel. Surveillance footage captured that suspect on camera. It's not yet known if last night's incident was also captured on video. Our Mike Manzoni will have the latest on the investigation tonight at 9 and 10. Police in White Bear Lake are looking through the cell phone confiscated from a 22-year-old suspect who faked his way into high school. Authorities believe Kelvin Lupke was communicating by text and social media with multiple underage girls. And police say the phone may contain evidence of criminal sexual conduct as well as soliciting a minor. Lupke is currently in custody at the Washington County Jail. A large group of Minnesota clergy members have started a daily prayer vigil at the Capitol demanding a special session. They want a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, especially after the mass shooting at Annunciation Church. Fox 9's Corin Hoggard is live tonight at the Capitol. And Corin, how are these religious leaders making their case to lawmakers?
Kelsey, they are coming right here in numbers. Before they even started that prayer vigil, they actually, 50 of them or so, went into the governor's office and presented a letter that's from 750 clergy members from all across the state, all kinds of faiths. It's actually representing more than 60 of the state's 87 counties, and they are saying that they want that ban on high-capacity magazines and assault weapons. And this is something that they were asked to do, they said, by parents of survivors at Annunciation. These are parents whose kids were there when 116 gunshots rang out in a very short period of time. Of course, we know 29 people there were injured by gunfire, and of course we'll remember forever that Harper Moisky and Fletcher Merkel were killed in that attack. Now, this happened, though, 6 weeks ago, and, you know, these clergy leaders say that they have a faith that calls them to action, and pretty urgently.
We have before us in this moment a very clear moral choice between banning weapons, whose only purpose is to kill large numbers of people, and the safety of our children in schools, our houses of worship, and other public assemblies. Any refusal To enact simple and sensible gun control now is accepting the murder of innocent children as a normal part of our society. Such an acceptance would be a moral failure of the greatest magnitude.
You know, Corin, their words carry a lot of weight in their churches, but what kind of impact are they having at the Capitol right now?
Well, Kelsey, that really depends on who you ask. Governor Walz said that their words were very powerful, but we know he already agreed with them, already wanted to call a special session to ban high-capacity magazines and assault weapons. But again, this is something that a lot of these voices have been saying for 6 weeks now, and really the political calculus doesn't seem to have changed, not a lot since Annunciation. The governor actually said that he thinks it's a long shot to even get a vote on those bans.
And are the clergy members directing their message right now to anybody in particular, or just the governor and the legislature?
Yeah, their letter was specifically to the governor and then kind of vaguely to the legislature. But when they came out here and held their prayer vigil, they listed several lawmakers by name. Those were both Democrats and Republicans. They didn't specifically send any message to them. They just prayed for those lawmakers, but it seemed like they were at least a little bit fine-tuning their message today during that vigil.
All right. Corin Hoggard live tonight at the state capitol. And now to the latest on the government shutdown. Behind the scenes, there are private meetings concerning a deal to preserve health care subsidies, which is the sticking point. 2 Republicans appear to be joining Democrats at this point. As critical federal employees work without pay, we are seeing impacts at airports with delays due to shortages of air traffic controllers. We're going to take a look at MSP in particular. More on that angle tonight at 5:30. President Trump saying today that the Chicago mayor and Illinois governor should be jailed for opposing his deployment of National Guard troops to Chicago. It comes one day after Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker appeared at a summit with Governor Walz in Minneapolis. And here are their comments.
Do you both believe that you could sincerely be arrested?
Yes. I'm asking any of you to come visit me in the gulag in El Salvador.
Yes, I think in all seriousness, yes. You saw the thing with James Comey.
Sounds like, yeah.
Well, coming up at 5:45, we'll have a live report from Chicago, where more than 200 Texas National Guard members are now on the ground. All right, we want to get to our weather on the 9s here at 5:09 with Chief Meteorologist Ian Leonard. And I didn't mind the colder weather this morning. The sunshine is great, so I'm okay, but I'm sure some people would like to warm it up just a tad bit.
You know, I talked to a great group today at Normandale Church, and we were talking about how it was cool this morning, but I said, never forget that sunshine brings smiles, and everyone went,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because it wasn't overly warm this afternoon, but the sunshine, you're driving in your car, you're walking. It was a lovely day, considering the frosty start we had first thing this morning. Over the next couple of days, we will warm, not to the temperatures we had last week in the 80s and 90s, but we'll warm into the upper 60s and 70s. So it will be positively summer-like, because through it all, our average high temperature slides into the upper 50s next week. Speaking of next week, things do turn a little bit unsettled. Broad picture here, big scale patterns, high pressure keeping us cloud free. There's the flow around the high. Low pressure coming out of New Mexico into the Texas Panhandle. There's the flow around the low. Now right now, the warmest air is here in the Dakotas, kind of working into southwest Minnesota. But as the high pulls away, this south wind stays in play. We'll pick up the wind somewhat tomorrow, gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour. Keep sunshine around and pop temperatures up on the plus side of 70. I think it's safe to say, Kelsey, that summer number 3, fake summer number 3, is solidly ready to take over the forecast tomorrow. We'll talk about it here.
And I say welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ian. Still ahead at 5, the impact of the government shutdown continues to be seen at airports across the country. So how could it impact MEA travel next weekend? Plus, Ahmad Hicks is in Illinois at Big Ten Media Days. Hi, Ahmad, a busy time for you near Chicago.
Yeah, Kelsey, an absolutely busy day here for Big Ten Media Days. But on the other side of the break, we're going to talk about the Gophers women's basketball team. And while they're optimistic this season will be a great year for everyone involved. We'll be right back.